You guys obviously take 4 points out of this pretty tough 3-game road swing. But knowing now you have a favorable schedule ahead, favorable only means favorable, assuming you can make the most of it. How important is it that you start this off by making the most of this game this weekend?
Yeah, it's important. Obviously, we like the run-in with 3 of 4 at home, and we've been very good at home recently and getting the job done. So that'll be the mindset going into this game. We've approached every game like a cup final, starting 10 games to go. So mindset doesn't change at all, and we're on to the next game. Obviously, we knew this 3-road stretch was important, and I'm glad we got some points out of that stretch. Wish we would have gotten more. We got greedy at the end there, and we wanted more. And I thought when it was 1-1, we had them on the ropes a bit, and then they pull a rabbit out of the hat and turn the game. And obviously we fell short. But overall, we take 4 points, and that sets up the final stretch, and that was kind of the goal.
You made the decision to start Miller in that game. Vitas was on the bench. Was Vitas totally healthy, ready to go? And if so, can you just talk about that decision?
Yeah, same decision I make in every position. A lot of factors that go into those decisions. Obviously having a banged up, being a bit banged up did factor in, but ultimately went with Roy because when he's played left back, usually we've gotten a result. And we've been very good when we've played him there. We've played him there 5 games, and we've won 3 and drew 1, and this was the first time we had lost a game with him playing at left back. So, he brings different things in Vitas, brings good balance, brings good defending, brings good airplay, set pieces, and, he's a good passer as well, So when you're looking at, all those things, that was the decision.
And can you just give us an update on Audie and whether he will be playing this weekend or where he's at?
Hasn't been training. We're hoping that he will be back in training Friday, but he's probably doubtful to start the game. We're hoping he can contribute in some way, shape, or form in the match. But he's been out, I think it is 8 or 9 games, so we'll need to work him back in if, in fact, he's in training on Friday.
And Caleb, can you just talk about Liam? He appeared to make it through the game okay, and just what it means to have him back?
Yeah, we always plan to get him out, around the 75-minute mark. I mean, it's not the way you ideally want to do it with the center half, but we felt, looking big picture, that was a smart thing to do, the right thing to do. And also we were able to get Vitas work back in a little bit. So that was kind of the thought process, and we knew at that stage, too, we were down, and it made sense to make that move to put Vitas in. I had to take Guzman out as well. That wasn't programmed. Obviously, he had a tight quad, so we had to take him out, which kind of hurt a little bit that last sub, somewhat. But, we pushed Darlington a bit higher when we inserted Lawrence, and that was kind of how we helped kind of manage. We had ideally wanted to put in another attacking sub, but Guzman had to come out of the game.
And how is Guzman? Is he
hasn't trained yet, but we're hopeful that that'll be fine. But I don't know at this point. We're hoping he's back in training Friday. They're still evaluating him, the doctors.
And just talk about Orlando. I mean, we saw Dom Dwyer get a couple of goals the other day. What do you see in them? They're pretty far back, in terms of what their mindset might be coming here too.
Yeah, it seems like I say it every week. They're a good team. They look a lot better than where they sit in the table when you start to analyze the team and the talent that they have. Granted, they got Dom Dwyer recently, so it's not like they've had him all year. But when you look at their team and the talent they have, and throw the table aside, I mean, this is a good team. And they showed that in the last game, scoring 3 goals at Atlanta with that big a crowd. They showed their firepower, and I think with Dwyer and Larin, obviously those two are the key. Those two are very good on the end of crosses. All 3 goals came in that way. I thought Atlanta had the better of it, but every time those guys get a ball in the box, they have a chance to score, and they were clinical. in the 3 goals that they scored. So it's going to be a tough test. Obviously, we need to manage certain things, but they're a talented team, and they have enough, to hurt you. And they showed that versus Atlanta. And look at the last 2 games. They got a good result at DC, and they have to say, overall that's a good result to draw in that game versus Atlanta. This is, I think, the 4th road game in a row. They had a tough one versus New England where they lost, I think it was 4-0 prior to the DC game. So this is their 4th game, a road game, and they'll come in with a little bit of confidence, playing in Atlanta in front of a big crowd and getting a good result and scoring 3 goals.
How about for you? You haven't been here in a month. Is it going to feel, obviously not strange, but what's going to feel like, you think, walking out there after a month, kind of a long time in between home games?
Yeah, it's going to be good, especially knowing that we have, 3 of our last 4 here. That gives us a lot of, confidence, and we need to bite off each game one at a time, starting with this one. And then 3 points is going to be the mindset, every single game. It's been the mindset for the last 10. So nothing changes. I thought in looking at the game, the last game, there were a lot of good things in the game. There were some things we need to change and correct a little bit or address. But, it was a bit better than I thought. The first half when I watched it, first 10 minutes were pretty good. And then after the goal, I thought we were a little bit rattled for 10 minutes or so, and I thought RSL was definitely the better team, and they had a few more chances after that, after the goal. And the goal came from, a harmless midfield pass that, kind of got behind us, and then it's a 30-yard shot, So in analyzing both their goals, actually, I don't think it was anything that we did wrong other than give the ball away. And other than Savarino scoring a great goal, Rusnak hitting a good ball, but, obviously that one I thought, was a bit poor. But we got a little bit, I think, snake bit on both those goals, and they were opportunistic. But we started well, and we pressed really well to start. The energy was there. But then we conceded, and then I thought they were better. And then we recovered at the end of the half, and definitely second half, I thought we were very good. So there's a lot of positives from the game, even though we lost. And so that, for me, not a lot needs to change other than a few little things.
So your off-season instruction to Valeri was to work on his headers. Was that it?
Yeah, it's crazy, right, to score 5 goals off headers, and I don't think he had a goal prior in maybe his whole career. So it's good. Obviously he continues to add new things in his locker, and that's one he's added in.
Questions in the back? First one on Valeri, just being a part of history and him scoring in 8 straight. What does it mean to the team to be able to have something like that, an accolade like that?
I think it's great for Diego, and obviously great for the club to have a player that's done that, and it shows, that we're a top club to have a top player like him, and obviously in making history, you want to make history, individually and collectively, and he's helped make history in terms of winning MLS Cup, hopefully more, in his career, and he's made history individually as well. But he's a team guy. And he's very humble, so I don't think you'll hear much from him on that. And it's one of those things, I think, in a player's career, they'll appreciate more when they look back when they're done playing. Right now we're focused on the season. We're focused on trying to win team things. But to win team things, you need individuals to be top players and to score goals. So it's great that our top attackers are chipping in, just like all the other top teams in the league.
And on a lighter note, signing the new goalkeeper to the team, what does that, mean to the kid and for the club to be able to do something special like that for a 5-year-old boy?
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to meet Derek. Obviously had a wonderful experience with Atticus last time we did the Make-A-Wish, and I think it puts things in perspective. Obviously we're very focused on results and winning, and that's our business. But it's good sometimes to take a step back and have perspective, and for Derek to come and be a part of a day of training and the match, and for us to be able to make his wish come true, that's pretty special. I know the guys are excited. He'll have a locker in our locker room, and he'll be out, kind of at training, and I think Aiden's planning to do, a little bit of work with him because he's, goalkeeper. So we look forward to it, and like I said, I think it's good. It's a good thing to do to keep, life in perspective through this crazy business.